afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. James McNavy.
You seem a bit young to be a doctor.
I get that a lot. And I'm actually a psychologist.
So tell me, Mr. McNavy, what is it that you'd like to know?
Please. Call me James. May I call you Malcolm?
That's my name, isn't it?
So tell me, you've been here ever since your sentence was passed, right?
That's correct, James.
How has the experience affected you?
I've been isolated from the other patients, so you're the first person I've seen in months.
How does that make you feel?
I liked the quiet at first, but after a while without seeing anybody, no human interaction, felt like I was losing my mind. I even started to lose track of time.
Must be hard.
It is. But I'm a patient person. I have been most of my life. I had to be.
Even when you were a child? Why don't you tell me about your childhood?
There isn't much to say, honestly. I was a happy kid. Had a lot of friends growing up. I used to play with the other boys in my neighborhood. Just normal kid stuff.
And what about your parents? Did you have a good relationship with them?
Suppose so.
What's that supposed to mean?
You tell me. You're the guy with a fancy diploma.
All right, listen. If you don't want to collaborate, this is just going to take longer than it has to.
Well, I've got all the time in the world.
As do I.
Are you sure?
Do you like that?
Yeah.
I think of something else I think you'll like.
What do you miss the most?
Just having someone to talk to, you know? Ask how your day was. Make conversation. Every day it's pretty much the same in here, except when you're here.
I'm glad you enjoy our sessions.
But when they put you in solitary confinement, there isn't much to look forward to.
Well, why don't we talk about a time that you were free then? We pretty much covered your childhood last time, so why don't we talk about your adolescence? Are there any memories there that you'd like to share?
My teens were a pretty busy period of my life. Most of my memories are kind of blurry. I don't really know what to tell you.
How about you tell me about her?
Hannah was a smart girl. Kind. Accomplished. Good grades.
Did you meet her in school?
We met at a drive-in cinema. I was 16 back then, and she was 1 year younger.
She was the first one, right?
My first girlfriend, if that's what you mean. Her death was an accident.
How so?
Well, I used to drive really fast back then, and sadly, I wasn't really sober most of the time.
And you never got caught?
Oh, I did. I had to spend the night in jail once. My dad bailed me out. Beat the shit out of me, though, but didn't really cut it. It made me want to act out even more, you know? So, just one night, took my mom's car and picked Hannah up. We were on our way to a party when the car crashed. I hit my head pretty hard, and when I woke up, she was already dead.
What was your reaction to that?
I had never seen a corpse before. There was something about the lifeless body, an almost doll-like quality to it, like an empty vessel. But there was something off-putting about it, though. Her eyes, they were dull. And in life, they were so expressive. She had this specific gleam in her eyes, like a childlike innocence, sweetness. I see it in your eyes too.
Baby, I wanna touch you. I wanna breathe into your well. See, I gotta hunt you. I gotta bring you to my hell. Baby, I wanna fuck you. I wanna feel you in my bones. Boy, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna tear into your soul. Desire, I'm hungry. And I hope you'll feed me. How do you want me? 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 How do you want me?
Can I ask you something? When you first walked in here, what were you expecting to find?
What do you mean?
Well, I was expecting you to be more uptight.
You mean waspy?
I guess, but not just that, you know? Being who you are, knowing what you know. I was expecting you would treat me as your guinea pig, but you're the first one to treat me like an actual person. Ever since I was convicted, everybody just sees me as this sort of boogeyman. And I know that things I did were unforgivable, but you've made me feel human again, James, and I haven't felt that way in quite a long time. Thank you. Thank you.
well.